Hey, it's Joe, and welcome back to Humanfluence. Today we're diving into a tough but essential topic: why some people seem to suck. If you've worked in an environment like a jail, as I do, you've likely seen the worst of human behavior up close. I'm talking about people who have committed heinous crimes against children, adults, even their own families. Heartless, ruthless acts against society. The kind of acts that leave you speechless, baffled and wondering how could anyone live in that mindset. It's hard to imagine what goes through the minds of those capable of such things, and harder still to reconcile the fact that they walk among us. But the question isn't just why they are the way they are. It's also how we deal with them without losing our humanity. No one is born this way. People who seem irredeemably bitter, cruel, evil, didn't arrive at this point overnight. Many come from traumatic upbringings, homes devoid of love, support, or opportunity. Childhood neglect, abuse, or poverty can twist a person's view of the world, making them see life as a battle to be fought rather than a gift to be cherished. These experiences create cycles of pain and trauma that spiral into destructive behavior, and yet, there are those who rise above even the most difficult circumstances. They find a way to be kind, empathetic, and even inspiring. This contrast raises profound questions. Why do some people let their pain define them, while others transform it into strength? Is it nature, nurture, or something deeper? Then there are those people who aren't just broken by life's circumstances, they seem to relish their bitterness. The ones who walk into a room and suck the energy out of it like a dark cloud, who thrive on negativity and take pleasure in tearing others down. Their cruelty might not always manifest in overt acts of violence, but in the subtle ways they demean, belittle, and sabotage. Often it's a defense mechanism. Bitterness is easier than vulnerability. Cynicism is safer than hope. If you assume the worst in people and situations, you can't be disappointed, right? But this attitude doesn't protect them, it imprisons them. It creates a self-perpetuating cycle where they spread misery, further isolating themselves and deepening their bitterness. When you encounter people like this, especially in environments like a jail where I work, where darkness often feels overwhelming, it's easy to get caught up in their negativity. It's like they walk in with a dark cloud over them, dragging everyone else into the storm. But their bitterness isn't your fault, and it's not your responsibility to fix them. We must remember not to take it personally. Their behavior says far more about their inner world than it does about you. Still, that doesn't mean you have to endure their toxicity. This is why we must set boundaries. You can show kindness without sacrificing your own peace. Compassion doesn't mean being a martyr. It means recognizing their pain without letting it consume you. And yet, as much as these people test our patience, we're still called to love them. That doesn't mean condoning their behavior or exposing ourselves to harm. It means acknowledging their humanity, even when it's buried deep beneath layers of bitterness and cruelty. We have religious scripture where Jesus said, "Love your neighbor as yourself." He wasn't talking about the easy ones. It's simple to love kind, joyful people. The challenge and the growth comes from loving the ones who make it difficult. Again, we're not excusing the inexcusable, but it does mean striving for empathy. Beneath the toxicity, there's almost always a story of pain, loss, and unmet needs. So what do we do amidst all this negativity and outright cruelty? Firstly, we must be a light. Darkness is contagious, but so is light. Instead of letting others drag you down, focus on lifting them, or yourself, up. That doesn't mean fixing everyone around you. It means refusing to be consumed by their negativity. Next, take care of yourself. Working in an environment filled with darkness, prioritize your mental, emotional, and spiritual health. You can't help others or yourself if you're constantly running on empty. Stay curious instead of judgmental. When you encounter someone who seems irredeemable, ask yourself, what happened to them? Shifting from judgment to curiosity can foster understanding, even if it doesn't change the situation. And see these encounters as opportunities to grow. Yes, people can suck, but they can also be extraordinary. The same world that produces cruelty and bitterness also gives us kindness, bravery, and hope. It's a duality we all have to navigate. So while it's tempting to write off the cynics, the energy vampires, and the downright cruel, remember this: they're part of the human story, just like you and me. And every time we choose compassion over judgment, boundaries over bitterness, and love over hate, we tip the scales towards a better world. Let's keep exploring, questioning, and striving to be a light in a dark world. Humanfluence out.